Hello there, welcome to a very windy day. I posted a video just the other day of me going out night skateboarding, and it got a lot of good feedback, and it actually inspired me to go back out in the streets and just skate street for a while, because it's especially fun finding new things and also testing my abilities on different obstacles. Because the problem with skate parks is that you always kind of just practice on the same kind of thing, and it doesn't really expand the technique you're trying to develop, which I am. So this has been a fun morning so far. We got a good workout, but today's main topic is probably going to be something about helmets. I feel like I haven't skated enough to get on that topic just yet. So I'm gonna get one more, maybe 10 to 15 tricks cruise, especially because I'm looking around and finding a few things here and there. So let's do a little more session, a little more skateboarding, and then we'll get on the topic that I was hoping to discuss. But besides that, we're just gonna skate for a couple of hours and hopefully have some fun, chill vibes. I cannot believe I lasted that long here. Hello. Hey. Did they just tell me on the mic to stop skating? Hey, how are you? Hello. Good morning. Was that you guys on the mic just now? Did somebody tell me? Oh, okay. Okay, I heard something. I had my...
no skateboarding.
Okay, makes sense. Property. Makes sense, absolutely. So I've gotten kicked out of 2 of the 4 museums today. Maybe we can see if we can get kicked out of all of them. I probably will try to attempt to skate the other ones. But yeah, on the conversation of helmets, I wanted to keep it short and brief and kind of talk about, with this growth of people making helmets way more acceptable, which is the best thing ever. I feel like I hate it. Obviously, I hate it when kids don't feel confident about putting a helmet on, especially ones who are just starting off. They feel embarrassed to wear a helmet. Absolutely, you should never feel that way. It is 100% okay in every way. And I am very glad that there are really good skateboarders nowadays wearing helmets so that kids can follow their inspiration. And I think that is a beautiful, amazing thing. But with everything in skateboarding, there's always a slingshot effect, right? If you go one direction too far, like everybody's wearing a helmet now, you start having people who are saying everybody should wear a helmet now. And I have a firm belief, and I know a lot of people would disagree with this, that not everybody should wear a helmet. I think whatever you want to do on a skateboard is what you should do, period. If you enjoy wearing a helmet, if you don't enjoy wearing a helmet, if you're trying to be safe, if you're not trying to be safe, I think that is completely up to you. It's completely subjective, and that is 100% okay for anyone out there who doesn't wear a helmet. I bring this up in slight defense for myself because I had a slam the other day where I hit the back of my head, and of course all the top comments were, this is why you should wear a helmet. And there was even someone who said, this is what you get for not wearing a helmet. Like, I deserve to hit my head because I don't wear a helmet. I don't think I deserve it because it's just something that happened. It wasn't like somebody came after me, but it's also something that I expect from not wearing a helmet. I expect if I fall in the position to hit my head, it is going to hurt a lot more than it would if I was wearing a helmet. Now, this conversation could get very philosophical very fast, but I don't want to talk about what the meaning of life is and what's important to people and how little death means to certain people or how little being injured means to certain people. But to me, obviously, I don't want to be injured, but I like skateboarding for the danger aspect of it, and I am not used to wearing a helmet skateboarding, so for me, the danger outweighs the discomfort. It's like when you see Thrasher post these videos of these crazy people bombing hills in San Francisco that could literally kill them. All the comments, especially at the top, are like, this is so stupid. Like, why are people doing this? Skateboarding is not worth going through this danger. But it is to them, and it is actually worth dying for certain people. And who is it for any of us to say that people shouldn't risk dying? There are certain sports where I never see people comment about wearing a helmet, like basketball or soccer. And yes, it doesn't seem as dangerous as skateboarding, but for a very skilled skateboarder like myself, a soccer game would be much more dangerous than going skateboarding for me. Slamming on a skateboard, I understand how to fall with the way that I fall on a skateboard. Basketball, I'd be terrified if there was like 12 dudes running at me trying to get the ball from me. I'm pretty sure I would get hurt a lot more, and I should probably wear a helmet more playing basketball than skateboarding. And then you get into something like driving. Driving isn't even a sport, and it's probably something we should all wear a helmet doing, because if you get in a car accident, you're much safer wearing a helmet, and the risk for not wearing a helmet is way closer to death than it would be for a skateboard. And then if you take something like MMA, part of the sport of MMA, the reason that people do it is because it is a dangerous sport that no one should technically be doing if you are cautious of your health. If you are someone who is trying not to be injured, then MMA is the worst sport you can do. Football is actually probably an even worse sport, because we've seen the repercussions of football are insane. The amount of concussions that they get while wearing helmets actually it's like, out of any sport, it's the most, and it leads to horrible, horrible outcomes by the end of it. So football realistically shouldn't ever be played by anyone. But is the fact that it's dangerous and could potentially kill you and could potentially ruin your life going to stop people from playing it and stop other people from enjoying it? No. Obviously in MMA, if they wore helmets, they would be much better off. They would be a lot less injured. Also, if they just didn't do MMA at all. You can always have this subjective thing where you're like, well, skateboarding, yes, maybe you should wear a helmet, but if you're totally only cautious about safety, then you really shouldn't skateboard at all. But it's super fun, so you should skateboard, so be safe while doing it, or don't. Sorry if this felt like it bounced left and right, left and right. The only point I'm trying to make is that it is perfectly okay to wear a helmet. It is great. If you want to wear a helmet, please wear a helmet. If you don't want to wear a helmet, please don't get onto anyone for not wearing a helmet. That's just something that people like to not do. And honestly, getting injured, danger, all that stuff, that can be part of the appeal of something. And I think that's okay. It's not for any of us to be the protective parent of people out there who genuinely like doing things that are risky. I hope that makes sense. Part of growing up is understanding that people's lives are very subjective to them, and that nobody really knows the best answer for anyone else. We can only give advice that works good for ourselves, but realistically, a lot of that advice isn't good for other people, and you don't understand where anybody else has come from. You don't understand what kind of advice you should give them. So telling people on the internet, you should do this, is just always a bad thing and an immature thing. But that's what we do as humans, I guess. What am I doing preaching? I'm doing this now. I'm telling that you shouldn't tell other people that they should do things. The irony! What's that?
You gonna do some filming?
Yeah.
Just don't do it up here.
Oh, I don't film anything up here?
Huh?
Don't film anything up here?
Well, you can, but I mean, you can't do no skateboarding.
Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna skate. That's how I'm getting around.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just getting pretty shots of the city. Didn't even do a trick, and I got kicked out of the third one. Cool spot. And that, my friends, is that. I'm gonna go home and chill at this point, but I had an amazing time. Getting kicked out of 3 out of the 4 museums. I didn't even try the other one because I found that spot in the middle of the road, the one where I did the switch flip nose manual, which I'm actually really proud that that happened because it was a really way more rough spot than it looked. But dude, being in the streets, finding something like that, oh my gosh. I feel like a lot of people watching this video is probably like, yo, take me to 3 or 4 of those spots because they are amazing, but they are quite a big bust. The one where I skated the manual pad was perfect. You can skate it, it's in the middle of the road, nobody cares. But man, going on these street adventures is like way more fun. So thank you so much for tuning in today, every Tuesday and Thursday, for a new video on this channel. If you did like this video, let me know. I'm really glad that people are liking these little mellow sessions. To me, it's like very realistic to what I'm doing. I just listen to a podcast during half these sessions. Unless I'm like really scared to try the trick, I can just listen to podcasts. And the one I'm listening to right now is Proko's podcast. It's all about art. It's like this super, like a 68-year-old art teacher, and then Proko, who has like a massive art channel. And it's just so good. It's called the Draftsman Podcast, but it's very inspirational. And you know what? I think we underappreciate how much knowledge and how good it is to hear like an older person talk, like someone who's like 70-ish. It like feels good. You're like, oh yeah, this is what it's like to have like a teacher telling me what's up, besides like a YouTuber who's 30 years old telling me what's what, which is fun because you feel like you're homies with them. But like with the older person, you're like, damn, like they've been, you know, they've had two or three of my lives, and I don't know, I think it's fun and inspirational. Anyways, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'll see you next time. Tuesday and Thursday, new video on this channel. Take care, progress daily, and keep killing it.